Am I more superior than those who eat meat and other animal products? Of course not. I mean, I've been a vegan for about 8 years. And prior to that, I was a vegetarian twice, many years ago, once for about a year and another for about just over 6 months. So most of my life, I've eaten animal products. And even when I became a vegan, I didn't become a vegan because suddenly I became aware of how horrible factory farming is, the cruelty towards livestock and other animals, and the environmental damage that's done by the meat and dairy industry. That wasn't even a part of the equation for becoming a vegan. I became a vegan because at that time, my then wife became a vegan and I was just interested in keeping the peace. It was purely for selfish reasons. And then shortly afterwards, I experienced health benefits from it. And again, it was purely for selfish reasons. I really liked being healthy. And that just, that's what really kept me going on the vegan journey. I don't even know if I would have stayed a vegan had I not enjoyed the health benefits early on. It wasn't until much later that I started to gradually become aware of what is going on. I knew about it. I mean, I was exposed to the information out there about the meat industry, about the dairy industry, about how animals are treated on these factory farms. I was becoming exposed to that information, but even then it still wasn't really sinking in and creating some kind of conscious conviction and awareness of what's going on and really feeling for that. It wasn't until recently that I had those kinds of experiences. And only just like within the last couple of months have I reached this place now where even becoming a vegan is, as far as I'm concerned, it's just one step in the right direction towards living a life of doing no harm. And now I'm becoming really aware of what doing no harm is all about and how difficult it is to live according to those principles in this civilization. I mean, it's virtually impossible, but you can do a much better job at it if you really do become aware of your actions, your daily actions. And I'm talking about stuff that goes beyond just not eating animal products. I mean, becoming vegan is a big step in the right direction, but that does not make me superior in any way, shape, or form from those who are currently eating meat. I mean, for me to think that I'm above them, because that's what when you think that you're superior or that you're more awakened, you think you're above other people, that you have this greater insight, that these people are living in darkness and you are in the light. You know what? Once you are convinced of that, whatever awareness you have experienced in the truth becomes darkness, because it becomes tainted with pride. In fact, I have a lot of friends who are meat eaters. Oh man. And I love them. Honestly, I do. And I learn so much from them. I mean, there are people from various backgrounds and various ways of life that there's so much wisdom they have to offer me that helped me grow on my journey. And if I were to have this attitude of superiority because I'm a vegan, then I would be closed to learning anything new and I would no longer grow. My soul would become paralyzed. And this is what happens when you believe that. And And why am I talking about this? I mean, this shouldn't even be something that I have to talk about. It's because this attitude is, I see it in the vegan movement, and it concerns me. This attitude of superiority, of feeling like you're more enlightened, and having a hatred. It actually turns into a hatred towards those who are eating animal products. And I don't think that attitude of pride, that attitude of hatred and anger will serve anyone any good. Sure, you know what? You can shame some people into believing your way. You can guilt them into believing your way, but you haven't changed their hearts. And I reject that kind of spirit. I think it's poisonous, and I want no part of it. I think a lot of you know where I'm coming from on this. I don't need to mention any names. Love and compassion and being humble. That's what's going to change the world for the better. Have a great evening, and God bless.